Nur.
No.
Nur.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
As I said before, you're our first guest in this new spot, so how do you feel?
I'm excited. It's a nice spot, I won't lie. Yeah, and the sun's out, so.
Yeah, exactly. Just for you.
Exactly.
So, what do you do?
So actually, I'm a full-time DJ.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So I finished my degree in June, and then since then I've just kind of trying to pursue the career. That's kind of where we're at.
What was your degree in?
I studied media and musicology in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did you come to the UK?
Well, so I grew up here.
Okay.
And then I went to Amsterdam for uni, and then I came back here.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So, when you were little, primary school, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I didn't know exactly what I wanted to be, but it was always music.
Okay.
From the age of 5, I always wanted to do music. And
Who were some of your idols or people you looked up to in music?
My dad.
Okay.
So my dad isn't a musician, he's actually a banker. Yeah. But his passion was music. He was always so in love with music, and I think that's one of the reasons why I got into music, is because I got so influenced by him.
Yeah.
And I just loved the way he loved music.
Do you remember some of the people he would listen to?
He loves jazz, so all the jazz, Miles Davis, all of them, yeah.
What about your mum? Was she around when you were small?
Yeah, so she was a stay-at-home mum.
Yeah.
Because I have a twin sister, so it was a lot of work in one go. So my dad was working and my mum was basically raising us.
Are you and your sister identical?
Fraternal.
Not
so
identical.
not identical.
Okay. Who's older?
She is by 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
So, how did you become a DJ?
Do you want the whole story, the whole from the beginning?
Yeah.
When I was 7, I started playing the piano. So I did piano lessons for 12 years. I did classical theory, all of that. I even played a bit of jazz. And then I went to sixth form, high school. I did the IB, so it wasn't really A levels, but it was basically the same. And there I just couldn't really do lessons because I was so busy with school, so I stopped. But when I was 13, I loved the piano and I loved classical music and all of that, but I told myself I discovered electronic music and EDM and techno, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, what is this? How did I not know about this before? So I downloaded Logic Pro and I basically taught myself how to produce. And all I did was go to school, come home, produce until midnight, go back to school, come home. I didn't go out, I didn't do anything. I just spent hours in front of my laptop. But I wasn't that good at it. And also I'm a very social person, so I wanted something a bit more interactive. So when I was 16, I started watching YouTube videos of people DJing and kind of tried to learn stuff just by watching YouTube videos. And I finished school when I was 17 and I took a gap year and I did a music production and DJing course in London. And that's when I really learned the more technical side of DJing. And then right before COVID, I bought myself a pair of decks.
Yeah.
And for 3 months during COVID, all I did was DJ. Woke up, breakfast DJ, lunch DJ, dinner DJ. That's all I did. And I got pretty good pretty fast because I used to just watch videos and copy what people were doing. And then I went to uni, and there I started playing at house parties and student parties and student accommodations. And it was still COVID, so it wasn't clubs or anything. And then COVID, the restrictions started easing, and so I applied to have my own broadcast show on this radio station. And then from there, I kind of just started applying to clubs, bars, everywhere, everything I could think of. I was sending out mixes, sending out emails, and then it kind of just started taking off. And then social media, people started seeing me play all over Amsterdam, and they were like, oh, she's cool, whatever. And so then I just kind of went from nothing to basically playing every single weekend in the space of like 6 months.
Amazing.
So I was doing that alongside uni, alongside 2 other jobs.
Right.
And I was like, if I'm doing this, I'm doing this, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of went from there.
So I understand your passion for music and your love for music and everything. Why DJ? Like who or what made you decide it's DJ? I don't want to play an instrument. I don't want to become a guitarist, a drummer, a singer. I want to be a DJ specifically. That's what I want to do. What inspired that? Where did that come from?
I just think I got really obsessed with festival culture.
Okay.
From like, I was like 14 or something, 15, and I was watching all these videos of like Tomorrowland and like Martin Garrix doing all these huge festivals with hundreds of thousands of people. And I was like, I can't even explain why, but it gave me like butterflies. Like my skin tingled when I watched these videos, and I was like, this is insane. This is what I want to do.
Did you watch the videos or did you go?
I was 15. I couldn't go. I was literally watching. Like I couldn't go. And then I hadn't even experienced it firsthand. I just watched it and it made me feel so fulfilled and full and happy. Like I literally felt like I was like on drugs, you know? So I was like, this is it. And then I went to my first festival and I was like, this is it.
Right.
Yeah. And it kind of just went from there. It's like,
A lot of people seem to think that a young lady like yourself wouldn't have such drive and such a passion about a particular thing. Here you are disproving that.
I'm trying to.
Well, you are, because the way you talk about your passion and the way you got into it is inspirational. It's really good. Do you think that most girls your age, or going back to your teenage years, your social circle, would you say most girls were kind of in the same sort of, had drive and a passion about something, just like you did, or?
Not really. I mean, well, growing up, a lot of my friends just wanted to like get with boys and do all these things, and I wasn't really on that wavelength. I think a lot of people around me thought I was just trying to be cool. I was like, you don't get it. You don't get it. And I had friends growing up who were like, I want to do medicine, and that's all I want to do.
Right.
But they were very studious. Like, they were very academic. I wasn't very academic. So it just wasn't the same. Yeah.
What about the boys around your age, around that time? Was there something that they were chasing or wanted to do as you?
I think it's the same. Like, they just liked football, and they were just, I think at that age, like 14, 15, people didn't really think about what they wanted to do. They were just kind of enjoying the teen years and whatever. Like, I didn't go out. I didn't go clubbing. I didn't do all these things. And like, a lot of my friends also were like, I want to go to uni and study econ and do all these things. I didn't really think about that. I was like, I want to do music, and however that looks, and you know.
Did you not go out self-disciplined? Yourself not go out, or your parents said you can't go out?
My parents.
Your parents.
My mum was quite strict growing up. And also, I mean, it's kind of hard to get in places when you're underage. And I think a lot of my friends also went to like really crappy Mayfair clubs. And from the get-go, that just wasn't my vibe.
Right.
Like, I wanted to go to like festivals, I wanted to travel, I wanted to go to like these events with these cool DJs. Like, nobody really understood that. So it was just different, yeah.
What does your sister do?
She studies. She's studying.
Even now?
Yeah, she's not done yet.
What's she studying?
History?
Okay. Do you have any other siblings?
No, just us.
Okay. So if you were to look ahead to like, I don't know, just off the top of your head, you know, your forever life, what does it look like? Ideal?
Yeah. Like my dream.
Yeah.
I would love to be like a really big DJ, but not just because I want fame and money. Like, I want to be able to go and play in front of hundreds of thousands of people because I know how it makes me feel when I'm in the crowd. So I want to make people feel like that, because then it makes me happy as well.
Yeah.
But I just love music. I love it. So I love to travel all over and meet loads of cool people and be able to play at the coolest venues and meet some people that I really looked up to, and yeah.
So you said that you weren't, like all your friends were like into boys and stuff like that. How come you weren't in your teenage years?
It's not that I wasn't. I'm 22.
You're 22 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your teenage years, how come you weren't into boys like the rest of your girlfriends?
It's not that I wasn't. Like, I was, but boys didn't hit on me. Like, I was ugly growing up. Like, I looked like a boy. Like, I had really short hair. I used to dress like a guy. Like, I was very, like, tomboyish. I used to skate as well. Yeah. So I was like a bro. Like, guys didn't really see me that way. And then the older I got, the more guys were like, oh, Nor's kind of cute. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is not, I'm not used to this. Yeah.
So talk to me about your first, like, dating experience.
My first proper dating experience. Yeah. This is actually really, so my first boyfriend, because it's first dating experience, I was 17 and I was doing a trip around Europe for my graduation trip with my best friend at the time. And we were in Amsterdam, and I think kind of like on the whim, we would like, let's download Tinder, even though we're 17, so it wasn't actually legal for us to have Tinder at that time. And see if there is anything going on. Maybe we can go to a party, you know, like that night. So we downloaded it and we matched with a few people, and at the end, nothing happens, and we were like, whatever. But I stayed in touch with this guy. And then I went back to the UK and we kept on texting. And then at some point I was like, I think I really like him. And he was like 3 or 4 years older than me, but he thought I was 18, which I wasn't. So obviously I had to tell him, and then, yeah. But, and then at some point I was going to go to Amsterdam for an event, and I was like, I'm going to be in Amsterdam. Do you want to meet up? So we did. And then it was like, just love at first sight. Because I had never met him also. I had never met him.
Right. So when you downloaded Tinder with your friend for a joke to try and go to a party, where were you? What country?
Amsterdam.
Yeah. Right. So you downloaded Tinder with the hopes of going to a party. Like how would that work? How do you go from...
So on my profile, I'd be like in Amsterdam for a few days, looking like, would be nice to go out. Like, let me know if you haven't. Like, you put it in your bio. Like, you'll just explain what you're doing. Like, and so then people will match and be like, I'm going to this house party, come. Which some people did, but then we were like, this is kind of creepy. We won't do it. Like, we did it for fun at the beginning, but then we were trying to be a bit responsible.
Right. So this first love of your life, how long did it last? Or was it just while you were there and then you had to come back to reality, unfortunately?
No, it lasted 9 months. We were together for 9 months.
Like long distance?
Yeah, and COVID. So I actually only saw him about 3 or 4 times during the whole relationship. Right. And I was like, 17, 18? Like, I was so young. I was so in love with him. Yeah. But then that love really fizzled out, and I just probably realized there was also infatuation. It was my first, like, romantic experience. Like, it was very much...
Not to be distasteful, but I have to ask, did you have someone here too?
No.
Did he, do you think? No.
But we were in a proper relationship. Like, it wasn't anything. Yeah.
You don't think he had someone in Amsterdam?
I really don't.
Cool. So, nowadays, in your dating experience, and, you know, talk to me about that. Like, how has things been? Are you dating someone? Are you not? Like, what's going on with your love life?
No, I'm not. I've been single for like 2 and a bit years now. I've been very, very heartbroken since. Right. I met
the Amsterdam guy or someone?
No, someone else. But actually a few people. So I've only had 2 proper relationships, the Amsterdam guy and another person 2 years ago. Yeah. But then since then I've obviously met people that I liked, and then it didn't work out. And my most recent relationship, which was 2 years ago, that really broke me. And I think from all of these experiences, I've just kind of learned kind of like a bit of self-preservation and like not throwing myself in the deep end straight away. And I actually saw someone recently and that ended not great as well. So I'm a bit heartbroken, and I'm kind of just like losing, I guess, hope. I don't want to be like this hopeless romantic, but I'm just kind of, I can't really find anyone that I align with, and I'm finding it a bit tough, I think.
Is there a pattern of ending or reasons that lead to ending, do you think, from all these experiences, or is it different situations, different reasons each time?
Bit of both.
Okay.
Every situation has been different. The context has been different. So that's also one thing. But another thing is that I think I get involved very quickly and I catch feelings very quickly. And maybe the other person isn't ready for that. Or also, I have an anxious attachment style. So I obviously know how to deal with that now. But at the time, I didn't. And so I could be really distant and be really like not available for the person because I think that they don't like me because I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
But then that makes them think that they're not good enough. And so it's just this really toxic relationship where I'm trying to be someone that I'm not because I want them to like me. And then they're like, I just can't do this anymore. And it's difficult. And now obviously I know how to deal with that and I know how to approach that. But even the most recent person that I was seeing, that person wasn't emotionally available. And I think I kind of love bombed them a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was the issue.
You want children someday?
I do, but I don't know, considering the world that we live in. I think this is a bit of a pessimist kind of view, but I don't think the world is going in any positive direction. I don't really want the responsibility of raising a child in a world where I don't think they're going to have a good future.
So do you want children then? Or
I don't know. I think
don't know.
I need to see where
the world goes.
Exactly. But if the world was perfect, I'd love children because I think they form you as a person.
Has the world ever been perfect?
Yeah, better than what it is now.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think in some ways, yeah, and in some ways, no, and I think it will always be like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
But like with global warming as well, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing that we really have to take into consideration.
Yeah. So, you don't know if you want kids someday, cool. In your ideal dream life, where you're a DJ in I don't know about festivals, Glastonbury?
Yeah, sure. That's one. Yeah, I guess.
Whatever the big excitement. I know nothing about festivals.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not trying to get muddy. But you know, you are the new Martin Garrix. Yeah? Do you kind of see yourself in that lifestyle with, I don't know, husband, children, family as well, or do you think you can have both of those things, all of those things, or do you think one has to give way to the other? Like, is that kind of lifestyle even part of your ideal? Let's say the world was this good place, and
Yeah.
you know you did. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I think it is possible, and I think I would love to do that. I think obviously, you know, if you have a child and a marriage and the child has just been born and whatever, you maybe have to take some time off to be able to like tend to that.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right person that allows you to do that. But also, I don't want to steal their life, you know what I mean? I want them to be able to do what they want. So it's about finding the balance. Do you know the amount of female DJs and producers and musicians who have children? And
I don't. Is there loads?
Loads.
Oh, there's loads.
So many. And I know that it sounds difficult, but so many do. For example, there's a very, very well-known techno DJ called Amelie Lenz, and she's now pregnant, and she tours all over the world in the biggest festivals. She's very, very famous.
Nice.
And she's going to juggle the two because you can.
Okay.
Because women... I know that DJing is a very difficult job where you travel a lot and it's time-consuming and emotionally consuming and whatever. But I think that women who work in an office is just the same. They have to be away 9 to 5. Like, I think any job is time consuming and it will take up energy. And so when there are single moms with children that have to do everything, I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's worse.
Office jobs are worse than
Yeah. Because a lot of the time, if you're a famous DJ traveling, you can make enough money to actually get a nanny, if you're doing it 9 to 5 and you have 3 kids at home and you have to pay for rent and their school and whatever, it's just...
Why do you think office jobs are worse?
I think it's just the constant stress. You're doing 40 hours a week of just constant something that you're not necessarily enjoying. I mean, there might be people who do enjoy their 9 to 5 office jobs, but I don't think the majority of people do.
Is DJing all fun?
Really,
all fun, no stress, or mostly fun?
I think when you get to that stage where you gain that experience, I think it becomes more of a second nature, and you're obviously doing something that you find fulfilling. So
100%, but there's so much that goes behind it. Like the fun bit is performing, but you have to find the gigs, especially when you're not huge like me and you're trying to make it. You have to find the gigs. You have to try and promote yourself and create a brand for yourself. And especially being a woman, let's not even that's a whole other discussion.
When you get to that level, you have like a booking agent like that.
Exactly, that can do that for you.
Deal with all that stuff for you.
Yeah.
And it's just.
But you know, every time I go to an event, I'm here trying to network, trying to sell myself, trying to convince them that I'm good enough. Like, it's tiring. Yeah.
So, bringing it back to dating, pretty young lady like yourself, what's the, you're hoping to meet someone, but you haven't met someone that you're aligned with, you said?
Yeah.
What is this alignment that you talk about, and describe to me like your ideal guy?
There's no ideal, like I don't have a type, for example.
Okay.
It's more someone that can make me feel like myself. The amount of times that I've been with people where I felt like I couldn't truly be my authentic self.
Yeah.
I want to find someone that just makes me really happy and that supports me and I support them, and it's just a really easy adult relationship. Honesty is key. I want to be able to tell them when they're pissing me off and when they're not communicating, and when, like, I hate, like, nowadays I feel like there's this whole power play in dating where I'm not going to answer the text for 3 hours because I want them to think that I'm not obsessed with them. I'm not like gonna leave them on red for a day because I want to show them that I have a life. Like, no, if I'm on my phone and I see a text and I have time to reply, I will reply straight away. It doesn't mean I'm obsessed with you, and it doesn't mean I'm like, you know, it just means I've had time to reply to you because I'm gonna make time for people that I care about. And I want that same like attitude or whatever. But it's just nowadays, especially with guys my age, it is so difficult to find guys who are not trying to like be cool and impress. Like, just be yourself. If you want to reply to the text or the phone call, reply to it. Don't leave me undelivered for 9 hours because you think it's cool. I find that very unattractive.
If you meet John Smith and you're attracted to him and you swap numbers and you text him and he leaves you, he doesn't respond for 9 hours, and then he does respond, do you continue? Do you respond, like you see it on your phone, do you respond straight away, or do you play the game too?
No, if I have time to respond, I'll respond. If I'm on my phone and I see his text, I'll respond. I mean, listen, he might have been at work all day, hasn't checked his phone, or did, but didn't have time to reply. Yeah. So I'm going to try and see over time. If it gets to the point where I'm answering straight away or shortly after and he's taking a day to reply, then I'm going to be like, listen, clearly you're not invested enough. Yeah. Or invested, invested as much as I am, so then, yeah, I'm not interested, you know?
So, stepping a bit bigger than just you now, the dating world in general, what are your thoughts on how things are? Dating apps, dating in general, you know, men, women, what's going on? What do you think?
It's really hard because I think nowadays dating has become something that's so like transactional. It's like we're on a dating app and I'm gonna swipe on you because I think you're hot and your prompts are funny, and then I'll get to know you, and maybe if you're lucky we'll go catch a drink together because, you know, we're getting to know each other. But a lot of the time it's just people trying to impress the other person, especially I think with my generation. People are just trying to like see how many matches they can get and see how many people like them because it feeds their ego, but not actually trying to go on dates and meet someone.
People or girls?
Well, I think people, even guys.
Do you think guys are like trying to see how many matches they can get?
Not all of them, but some of them, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about my age as well. I think guys in their early 20s are very mature and like...
Do you think, so do guys, because I don't know, right? Yeah. This is genuinely, because I can tell you about guys in their 30s, 40s, whatever. I can't tell you about guys in their 20s, so I'm actually asking. I would have thought guys in their 20s would, you know, even the best looking, whatever, would struggle to get matches and things like this. You tell me. You help me out, correct me.
I think there's a bit of both. I think there are some guys that genuinely want to meet girls and try, because girls play the game all the time. Most of my friends are like, he's cute, we're having a nice converse, but I don't really want to go on a date with him. Then I'm like, why are you fucking leading him on? You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that?
Why do they lead them on?
What? Because it's an all power play. It's a game, like playing the game, and I hate this game. Like,
Free food.
Free food, a free dinner, yes.
Okay. Attention.
Attention, ego, like everything. But there are some guys that are hot. Like, do you know how Hinge works? Basically, Hinge has these things called standouts, which is all the profiles that are liked the most get put in standouts, so you can see like the hottest people on the app, basically.
Yeah.
And if you like these guys or send them a rose or whatever, most of the time they won't like you back, or if you text them, they won't text you back because they have so many girls texting them that they feeds their ego and they're like, I'm too good for this.
Really?
Yeah, it's a game. Like, dating apps aren't even for dating.
Guys? Are you talking about like Anthony Joshua or something?
Just guys, like, no, but literally guys who are just...
Wait, apparently, like these dating apps, they create these fake profiles, and it's literally just to like see who engages with what. So it's not an actual person.
I don't think that's...
It's an algorithm.
You know what I mean?
It's an algorithm.
It literally just builds the algorithm for you to see what sort of guys you're interested in. And
yeah.
You know, if you engage with those sort of profiles, then it can like, you know, link
but
you to actual people. But those actual ones are most likely fake. Apparently.
Or they're just dicks. But honestly though, dating apps aren't even dating apps. They're games. You swipe left and right as a game.
Right.
Like I have 2 dating apps. I've only gone on 2 dates from one of them over the past 2 years.
Why?
Because or I don't find someone that interests me, or I'm not really wanting to date, or they just don't reply to my messages.
So, let me put this to you. I think you get lots of likes.
Not really. Not as much as you think, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll continue.
Okay.
And then you can correct me. I think you get lots of likes, and then you might like 5 out of 100.
Okay.
Of the likes that you get, you might like 5 of them back, and then 2 of them might be like, yeah, let's actually meet, and then maybe the other 3 are the dicks that won't get back to you.
Similar, but I think I'll actually, like, if I get 30 likes, I'll probably like maybe 3 to 5 of them, so like bigger, and then I'll stay in touch with all of them. Then all of them will be like, let's go out for drinks. I'll be like, yeah. 2 of them will reply when. I'll be like, this day. 1 of them I'll actually see. Because the other one, they just kind of fizzled out. Or I'm like, I'm not really interested or whatever.
Does a guy that you date have to be... Do you care about height?
No, not that much. I really haven't. Like, I have all my friends who are like, oh, he's 5'6". I'm like, I don't really care. As long as he's not like way shorter than me, which is hard to find because I'm quite short. I don't really care if he's the same or higher. I don't really care that much.
You don't care if it's the same or taller? Do you care if he's short?
It depends. Like, if he's like this short, maybe.
What if he's an inch shorter?
No, I don't think I mind that much. I don't think it... Okay. I just haven't actually met someone...
Who was shorter than you?
Yeah, because I am quite short.
Okay, yeah, you are short. Okay, so what about money?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't care about money?
I don't care. I actually, most of the time, I make more money than the guy I'm dating.
Right.
Like, I just don't care. Also, first date, always split the bill. Like,
You split the bill?
Yeah, I don't like it when guys pay for me. I if they really insist and if they really, really want to, I'll be like, fine. But I insist that we split the bill.
I think that's a 20s thing, yeah?
No, my friends love getting dinner bought for them.
But they're in their 20s, no?
Yeah, they're in their 20s, yeah. But even they get dinner bought for them.
They don't split the bill?
They don't split the bill, no. And like, guys will always offer, but I'm like, nah, we're going Dutch. Like, it's fine.
Interesting. Yeah. Are you just saying this?
I'm not. You can ask any of my friends. Like, genuinely, I'm not.
Cool. So then what other... Okay, what if you worked in Tesco?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
In Tesco?
No.
You look like
my ex used to work in a supermarket, so I don't care. My first boyfriend, the Amsterdam dude.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care about the job and it's a person. Like
Why did you freeze when I said, what if you worked in Tesco?
Because my first boyfriend worked in the supermarket,
okay,
so I thought that was funny.
Trauma.
No, he's lovely. We're still on very good terms.
Okay.
I don't, that's the thing, all these extra, I'm not looking for like a husband, I'm not looking for financial support, you know, so right now I'm looking for someone that I can actually get along with and be friends with and like have a relationship with, and the rest will come later.
What's the rest?
I don't know, talking about a future together where financial decisions need to be taken together and all of these things.
It sounds to me you're saying it's okay if he works in Tesco as long as he has ambition. As long as he's going to make money later.
No, it's not about money.
Ambition is money, no?
No.
It's linked to money.
I don't think so.
It means potential.
So who has like no one has ambition to sleep outside Tesco.
No.
Ambition is like I want to be more.
Yes.
And usually what comes with more is more.
Sometimes, hear me out.
Okay.
My ambition is to be able to fulfill my dreams in music.
Right.
All right?
Right.
In my case, if I get famous or if I get really successful in music, I will, by consequence, make money because that's just the way it works.
Right.
But I have friends who are like, my ambition is to just be happy. And if that doesn't necessarily mean making a lot of money, like, at the end of the day, I don't need a husband to like, I'm talking about future here, right?
Right.
To like financially support me because I'm a very independent person. I want to support myself. Like even like I really don't like when people pay things for me. I hate borrowing money. Like I'm really, since I was very young, I'd loved to be really independent.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking for like that financial support. Some girls are, and that's okay. I want someone who's ambitious and passionate. Mm-hmm. What's important for me is that I don't want a guy who's gonna, you know, work at Tesco and then be happy working at Tesco. I mean, if that's what makes him happy, fine. But I don't want someone who's just so simple, you know? So working at Tesco and then just staying at home all day and then during the weekend just staying at home watching TV. I want someone who's passionate, someone who's curious, someone who wants to do things, someone who's ambitious in that sense, you know?
You said some of your friends, their ambition is to be happy. Are these friends girls?
No, it depends.
So you've got guy friends who are heterosexual who say to you, my ambition is to be happy.
Literally.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of them is like...
They're in for a rude awakening. they're in their 20s, yeah?
Yeah, they're in the 20s.
We'll see.
Like, they're like, I'll just figure it out. For now, I just want to live my life and be happy. I'm like, all right, you do you.
Yeah, I think good luck to them. We'll see how it goes. So, tell me about anything that you're currently working on that you want to plug, you know, your DJ and stuff. Like, what are you up to at the moment? What are you part of? What do you want to share out there? You know?
So, I just started a residency at Amazonico, like this week.
That's a club, yeah?
It's like a restaurant, it turns into a club.
Oh,
but it's in Mayfair, so it's like really high-end clientele, like really nice spot. Latin house, that's mainly what we play, like Latin house and stuff like that, which is really fun because I love playing Latin house. That's kind of where my niche is.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun. And then hopefully from there I can get contacts and really network and spread my network. And I'd love to like end up meeting people from like Ibiza and like Mykonos and all these like places where I can go play and actually like grow as a DJ in that sense.
The place you just became a resident at, how did you get that job, that role?
So my best friend used to work in a Michelin restaurant in Amsterdam. So we studied together and she came here for a master's and I moved back here. So we ended up moving to London together. So she was looking for jobs as a hostess in like high-end restaurants. So we were going around giving CVs and we went into this restaurant and I was like, the music here is awesome. The vibes are awesome. I was like, what is this? And then I look in the corner and there was a DJ and I was like, yeah, cool. So I just sent them an email, like to the general email. I was like, hi, listen, like my name's Nur. I'm looking to DJ. I love the vibe of your restaurant. I think I really resonate with, you know, your mission or whatever. Here are links to my socials and to my mixes. Let me know. And I do that. I always do that. Like I just spam email, cold emails. Like that's all I do. And they got back to me a few days later and they were like, come for an interview. I was like, what? Like I did not expect that at all.
Listen, you're very, very impressive.
Thanks.
Okay, did it not cross your mind to just like, maybe when you were 20 or something, to just find a rich guy who can just pay your way? Why did that not cross your mind? Because I think that's how most girls who are attractive and some girls who aren't, I think that's what they sort of envision and try and go for. What do you think about what I've just said? Do you think that's true?
I do. I think that's very true.
Why didn't you do that then?
Because what's the point? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get somewhere. I really don't get this, and I understand where you're coming from. I am not gonna get where I want to go because someone else got it for me. What's the point? What is that gonna do for me as a person? How is that gonna make me grow? How is that gonna make me like learn? I just don't get it. I do not care about your money. I do not care about what you can do for me. I'm not getting backstage tickets because I'm pretty and I may sleep with you. I'm getting backstage tickets because I'm playing and I'm the DJ there and I worked for it. And I don't want to owe anyone anything. And I've always been like this since I was very young. Like I've always been so ambitious. I don't want anyone's help. Like I can give myself what I need, and that's it.
Here's the last thing I'm gonna ask. There are 3 guys. One of them is John. He's 6 foot tall, and he's attractive to you. One of them, Steve. He's how tall are you?
5'5", 5'5".
He's 5'4", and is wealthy. Okay, and average looking to you. And then one of them is Peter, right? So John, what did I say? John, Steve,
Yeah.
and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter is also 6 foot, wealthy, and attractive to you. So attractive, tall, average height, wealthy, and average attraction. Attractive, wealthy, tall.
Well, probably not Steve, because if I'm not really attracted to him, why would I date him? So then there's John and Peter. I see no difference. Like the money isn't like is if John is super fun and really nice and Peter's kind of boring, then obviously I'll go for John. But if John is boring and Peter's really fun, then I'll go for Peter. Like it just everything I need I can give myself. So I don't really need someone with money.
Fair. I think it's been great to speak to you on this dating topic because you're an example of a minority, I would say, unfortunately, of young women who are out there who have this mindset. As you agreed, I think most girls around about your age who are attractive do care about money a lot. And I think, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's okay. It's okay to, if you're a certain type of girl who is, linked, aligned with certain old school traditions. It's okay to, in fact, you should want to meet someone who can, if not support you financially in the future, but they at least can play a heavy part in surviving and thriving in life. So it makes sense. I don't hold it against them, but there are also people like you who you're just so driven by your passion and work from early, and it sounds like that's part of what's kept you just on your own, on your own block, which is great.
I appreciate it.
Do you think that will ever change someday?
No, I
Do you
don't.
think this is just you?
Yeah, it's always been me. It's not that like I was someone and then became this person. Since I was a baby, I was this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, respect.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.